Hello, everyone, and hello to everybody watching on the One Wrestling News Facebook group, along with wrestling fans. Welcome to another Andy's Randomest Wrestling Prediction video. We are going to be predicting Survivor Series, which will take place tomorrow, November 22nd, at the Thunderdome in Orlando, Florida. So the annual traditional WWE Survivor Series pay-per-view. So obviously, I want to mention that this is going to be the last pay-per-view that the Thunderdome will be in Orlando. They are going to be relocating to Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. And this is, of course, because the Orlando Magic are coming back in December. WWE needs a venue for the next couple of months before things start up again, because it's looking like this vaccine's coming. So, things are slowly going to get back to normal in the first part of 2021, thank goodness. But let's get into our card. So, once again, no audience. It will be a virtual one. 7 matches have been confirmed. Pre-show will start on WWE Network at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, 3 p.m. Pacific, because I want to make sure everybody is in the loop on that. First up, why are we having a dual brand battle royale? I mean, I watched like the first latter part of SmackDown last night because I knew there was important stuff that needed to be decided for the Survivor Series elimination match. So, I don't want to get into this dual brand battle royale. I think it's just not necessary, and it's just a waste of time. Okay. So I think we're going to do it like this. Let me go to the champion versus champion match. U.S. champion versus Intercontinental champion. Bobby Lashley, U.S. champion representing Raw. Sami Zayn, the SmackDown Intercontinental champion. So, I'm going to give Lashley the win here, because the Hurt Business needs some kind of momentum going down the line. If you did not watch Raw this past week, I'll catch you up. So, New Day, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods had a tag team match with members of the Hurt Business. That didn't end up so well. New Day won that match, so now the Hurt Business is trying to gain some momentum. We'll see what happens down the line, but Lashley has to win here because obviously you can't make the Hurt Business look weak, especially because they've been one of the most consistent performers on the roster this year. So I'm going to give Lashley the win, and we now move on to the Tag Team Championship match, and this is going to be interesting. You're going to have the New Day, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods taking on the Street Profits of Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. So New Day represents Raw. They're the tag team champions over there. Street Profits represent SmackDown. So you have Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. So I'm going to give the advantage here to the New Day, because I just think that they are the better tag team champions. I like how the Street Profits were consistent this year, but the New Day are the New Day. They're consistent. They show up. And yes, they've had injury problems in the past, but look at it this way. Maybe Frank was right. Maybe Frank Tadaro had a point. Oh, they're just doing this for the storyline. Maybe they are. We don't know. But I am in agreement with that theory that maybe somehow that's the reason why they had Big E open SmackDown last night. I mean, that was a great open last night. I had no issue with it. So, I'm going to give the New Day the win here. So that gives Raw a 2-0 advantage. Now things get interesting here. Now this is where I think things get interesting. Asuka the Raw Women's Champion, taking on Sasha Banks, the SmackDown Women's Champion. Now, I have a feeling something is going to happen here. And call me crazy, but Sasha Banks has a target on her back. Okay? She just does. And you know who I think is going to interfere with this match? I think this is going to end up in a DQ. It's going to be Carmella. You know why Carmella's going to get involved in this match? Because if you haven't watched SmackDown in the past couple of weeks, you know, look at how Carmella is just coming out of nowhere and just targeting Sasha Banks. It's like, why would... I understand they sent Carmella back to SmackDown for a reason, but they just want to put Carmella back in the immediate title hunt. I mean, don't get me wrong. We've seen Asuka and Sasha fight this year, and yeah, nobody really wants to see it. But I think this is going to go down as a no DQ. So, this will give, I think, Asuka the win here. So, Asuka's going to win by DQ. Because, obviously, look at it. Carmella's going to come out of nowhere and just attack Sasha Banks. So, we're obviously having this match for no reason, just to give Raw another win here. So Raw goes 3-0, unfortunately, in that spot. I mean, it would be great if I didn't have to call it like it is, but I just think the writers are going to probably make sure that they have something to work with going into tables, ladders, and chairs next month. Alright, so moving on now. We are going to go to... Make sure I got this right. Yeah, I pretty much got the champion versus champions match done. We'll go to our main event later on, which is going to be another champion match. Alright, so, traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match. Let's go to the women's side first, because Raw has been having a lot of issues with both their men and women's teams, so I'll get into the women's issues first. So, the women on Raw have been having a lot of problems lately. So have the men. On the women's side, the issue is you have the tag team champions with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. You have Lacey Evans, and you have Peyton Royce. And Peyton has been annoyed that she's not the captain of the team. Lacey's trying to get in on all the fun with that. Then you have the unlikely person on this team, Lana, involved in this match. And if you watch Raw, you know what goes on with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. And Nia, it seems, why every week they keep doing this? Why are the writers constantly telling Lana, oh, you're going to be put through a table every week? I mean, I'm sure Lana is tired of this. You know, I'm sure Nia behind the scenes is tired. Like, why do I have to keep putting her through a table? I mean, I know the crowd's going to eat it up, but, you know, behind the scenes, these are real people. Okay, these are real women who, yes, they are professional wrestlers, but I'm sure Nia and Lana are saying to themselves, do we really have to do this every week? I mean, I know this is just to promote a pay-per-view, but come on. So, Raw has looked a little dysfunctional. SmackDown, they have an advantage because, you know, it's basically a heel mindset, because you have Bayley, who is going to be the team captain. And look, I don't know why they don't have Bayley as team captain. I mean, I understand why they have Nia Jax as team captain, but come on. I mean, that's kind of pathetic. You know Bayley's going to say she's the captain. SmackDown has Bianca Belair, the Riot Squad, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and Natalya. So, pretty decent team. Versus Raw, they look like they can't get anything done. So, ignore the ambulance going by. But I'm giving SmackDown the win here. Because I'm sorry, I just do not think this Raw team is going to win. Alright, they look completely dysfunctional on the women's side. And Nia and Lana going through the table bit, I mean, it's got to stop after this pay-per-view. I mean, enough's enough with that. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are in agreement with that. You know, I'm sick of it. Like, why do they keep doing this every week? And Jimmy Faluca, if you're watching this video, I'm sure you're in agreement with me on this too. You know, I'm just disgusted that they have to keep doing it every week. It's just pathetic. This is what Vince wants, right? So, let's move on to the men's side, which the men look dysfunctional too on Raw. AJ Styles, Keith Lee, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Riddle are looking completely dysfunctional. If you don't remember what happened a couple weeks ago, they got into an all-out brawl, and AJ Styles hit the phenomenal forearm on Riddle, and AJ was like, "Oh my God, why did I do that? I'm the team captain. I'm supposed to be the leader. Why? Why?" So AJ's all in shock. Which, I don't know, when I watched that segment a couple weeks ago, I was like, okay, why are they making AJ do this? I mean, I didn't see any point in doing that. I mean, they make AJ Styles look like a crybaby. Alright, SmackDown. This is what I like about SmackDown. Okay? Excuse me. It is warm out today, so I'm probably not used to the warm weather. 61 in New York today, by the way. I am going to get outside. Alright, so we have Kevin Owens on SmackDown, who's going to be the team captain. The team captain on Raw is going to be AJ Styles. So you got Kevin Owens on SmackDown, Jey Uso, King Corbin, Seth Rollins, and Otis. So you are going to have the Friday Night Messiah on the team. And of course, you're going to have Otis. Now, I give SmackDown the win here too, because I honestly think that during this match, we're going to have another all-out brawl with the members, and I think one member is going to leave at a time, and I have a theory that it's going to end up being and call me crazy, I think this is going to end up being a 5-on-1 handicap match. Everybody's going to be mad at AJ. Like, there's going to be so many tags happening on Team Raw. SmackDown's going to have a consistent pattern where you're going to have most cases in this match, you are going to see a majority of the time the heels, Uso, Corbin, Rollins, and then, I don't know, something happens on Raw and SmackDown. It makes it a whole dysfunctional match. And just somehow I think Kevin Owens ends up getting the pinfall over AJ Styles. I don't know, but I think that's how it's going to happen. So SmackDown wins this match. I mean, I think this is going to be the most dysfunctional Survivor Series match in history. I mean, there have been so many 5-on-5 matches that, you know, can go either way, I guess. I mean, sometimes one team will have an advantage and then the other somehow gets a surprise in the end. I mean, we saw the Authority go down in a Survivor Series match a couple years ago because Dolph Ziggler had help from Sting. So, I mean, a lot can happen. A lot can happen. You know, remember, there is no DQ in this match. In a Survivor Series elimination match, you know, anything can go. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Maybe you can use a weapon. I don't know how that works, but somebody would have to clarify on the rules. Maybe somebody can comment. You know, are you allowed to use like a steel chair or something in the match that gives your team an advantage? I don't know. Maybe it should be like a no DQ, because then it would make the match fun. But well, it's then a one-on-one match. All right, so this is where I go to the main event, and this is where I think Raw will win the night. The new WWE Champion, and yes, I stress clearly, because he just won it back on Raw this past Monday night. Drew McIntyre taking on the SmackDown Universal Champion, Roman Reigns, with his special counsel Paul Heyman. Now, I have to say, the contract signing was epic last night. If you missed it, man, there was some intense dialogue between Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre, because I DVR'd SmackDown last night. I only got to like the first hour of the show before I turned it off, because I'm going to watch the rest of it later today. But I pretty much know the whole card because I did watch the qualifying match between Natalya last night and, Tamina, which Tamina tapped out. And I did find out that Otis was named, and we did know that Bayley was named to the women's team by Adam Pearce last night. So that's why I know what's going on here. But yeah, the dialogue last night between McIntyre and Reigns was just completely epic. I mean, Roman was like, "Oh, you are the B champion. You know, I was gone for a couple months. Look at me, I'm back. I'm the big dog again." Well, Roman didn't say that, but you know Roman wanted to say it. But, I'm telling you right now, and I know how hostile crowds can get in WWE. If you had a normal circumstance where you were in an arena 2 nights before the pay-per-view, the crowd would really be into it. I mean, the virtual crowd last night, oh man, all of them were booing. All of them were booing Roman last night. Maybe I would have played along with it. But I'm going to say right now, and James Faluca has called this for many years now. He said it himself the best. They were eventually going to make Roman the heel. And they're doing a great job with it. Just like how when they made Daniel Bryan a heel, look how that ended up. Daniel Bryan was this eco-friendly guy who called people fickle because they were hypocrites. When you look at Roman Reigns, you look at somebody who's just unstoppable. He runs the whole show. I'm the guy that runs the place. See, that's how Roman should be. Not this lovable, huggable guy like John Cena, from what James has claimed over the years. But, they're doing a great job. We know McIntyre, since January, has been a hero character, and we've loved it. McIntyre has presented himself in that fashion. And say what you want about Drew, but he's the most consistent performer on the roster. Again, the only consistent performers I've noticed this year on the whole roster, I can name 3, and all of them are on Raw. 3 of them. Maybe Bray Wyatt, so that would be 4, because Bray's been consistent too. And so was The Miz and Morrison, so I'll give them credit too. But McIntyre is the guy who's been dominant. Roman went out because of COVID. No, what happened was they wanted Roman to come back because they knew Roman didn't want to wrestle in a warehouse. Alright, Roman wants that, atmospheric feeling of being in an arena. They're still going to have that. And maybe, if you get lucky enough, maybe they are going to move to LA. Maybe we are going to have WrestleMania in Hollywood after all. Maybe WWE will ask California, hey, can we use SoFi Stadium when the football season's over? That'd be perfect. A bigger venue to have your shows until the crowds come back. So, this is perfect now to have McIntyre and Roman fight. But yeah, McIntyre wins. They make Roman look bad. And down the line, I do not have an opponent for Roman on SmackDown. Unless maybe Daniel Bryan gets involved in the picture. Because I could see that happening. Because he does have unfinished business with Jey Uso. So in the long run, that's going to benefit Daniel Bryan, I think. That Roman does lose. But for Drew, the problem is, he is going to win. But, sorry for Drew, I think he's going to lose his title. Because I think The Fiend's going to get involved. This is where I have a bad feeling that this is going to be a short title reign for Drew. So after Drew wins and celebrates, Roman's going to get mad. Roman's going to hit a spear on Drew. Then, all of a sudden, the Fiend's going to come out. Drew gets up. And he's like, "Come on, Fiend, where are you?" And then Mandible Claw comes out of nowhere. And then the lights come on. Cue the Miz music. Awesome! Miz comes down with a ref. Cashes in the briefcase. Drew is still getting up because he does have a lot of stamina, Drew McIntyre. I'll give the guy credit. I mean, he must do something good, Drew McIntyre, to make himself get up. Miz is wondering, why can't Drew stay down? And you know what happens? Skull-crushing finale. 1, 2, 3. New champion. Miz cashes in. You know, I keep coming up with theories with Miz to cash in. But, sooner or not, Miz is going to have to cash in. I mean, I want to see it happen because, you know, remember, Miz has a Hall of Fame career anyway. Remember, he's a 9-time Intercontinental Champion. 9 times. Okay? That gets you in the Hall of Fame easily. And for The Miz at age 40 to have one more reign, that'd be perfect. So, I don't know. Maybe they're still going to save it for WrestleMania in California. I mean, that'd be perfect because maybe there'll be like a limited amount of people allowed in SoFi Stadium in March. Because remember, by then, mostly the high vulnerable groups of the population are going to have the vaccine anyway. So, only time will tell. But anyhow, that's how I think this pay-per-view is going to end up. So I'll be back in December because we actually have December 6th NXT TakeOver War Games at the Performance Center. And then we will have our first pay-per-view at Tropicana Field on December 20th. WWE TLC. So, before you know it, we'll have the road to WrestleMania. And it'll be fun having the Royal Rumble potentially at Tropicana Field. Because it's looking like it's going to happen. So with that, thank you all for watching. Once again, pre-show will start, again, depending on your time zone, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, 3 p.m. Pacific. So, save those times right now. So until the next one, enjoy the pay-per-view on WWE Network. Take care.